everybody. It's IAMQUARTET. Welcome to another episode of Fans of the Culture Live. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope that we're making the most of our time on this quarantine. Because if you ain't, we is. You understand me? Listen, tonight's guest is friends of mine, a phenomenal group. Dropped probably one of the best albums, I would say of 2018, finally live in Chicago. Let me introduce to y'all my partners, the exciting Holy Sons. If we had a clap, if we had a budget, we'd be clapping right now. Greetings. My name is IAMQUARTET, and the road to 2K starts now. To help us reach our goal, subscribe. Thank you! Like, share, and comment on all videos. Play the video until the end, even if you're not watching it. This helps YouTube recommend our channel. Oh!
That's right.
What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing?
All right.
We're doing fine.
Yeah.
We're blessed, man. We're blessed, man. Excited. Thanks, man. Thanks for having us, man.
That's
Yes,
right.
sir. I'm glad that y'all we're able to do this interview because it's really long overdue. How have y'all, before we get into the interview portion, how have y'all been getting along during this quarantine?
Well, I've been doing fine. You know, I lost my mom and dad, so I've been doing great. You know what I'm saying? Thinking about, I can't wait to get back out here and start ministering again. And I'm looking at the ministry in a different standpoint, you know, as far as, you know, lifting up the name of Jesus and plus getting souls saved, you know, through this.
Yeah. Well, we definitely sorry to hear that, man. We're gonna lift you up in prayer, man. Understand it's tough when you're dealing with family, man. You lose family. But again, man, we're gonna keep you up in prayer.
Thank you.
Yeah, let me be the first one to say that when I think of the exciting Holy Sons, right, and I really look at, I know sometimes people say he just, you know, a fan or whatever, but when I look at top tier groups like the Clouds, the Keynotes, the Highlights, any major group that we consider major in quartet, in my head, I see that for the exciting Holy Son. So tell
Thanks, man.
Yeah, that ain't no, I ain't blowing no smoke. That's how I really, you know, truly feel. Now take me back to the beginning. Tell me the beginning, how the exciting Holy Sons got started. I know it was a name before the Holy Sons, the exciting Holy Sons. Take us back that far.
Well, me, my brother, which is Patrick Wilkins, and Nuki, which is Anthony Roach, and Charles Walls, we started out in like 1987. And we was named the New God Messengers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we was really just a group just singing around the church. But how we really started, we started out in the house. You know, we would run around with the broomsticks and, you know, beat on the buckets. And so one day we was just in the house and we was doing something. I lived upstairs, Anthony lived downstairs. So during that time we went up to my house, and Minister Art DeGoo, which is Pastor Art DeGoo, he said, "Hey man, you guys, y'all really want to sing?" So we said, "Yeah, we really want to sing. We want to do this for real." So he gave my brother his tenor key, gave Charles' fifth key, gave Anthony Roach's baritone key, and I was the man up front, and we just been going ever since. That's how we started.
Now, before you got to the New Garden Messengers, were you singing with anybody before that?
We did sing. We sung maybe in a little choir or something that was in the church, but other than that, we never sung outside of that or sung with another group.
Got you. So y'all started the New Garden Messengers. Did y'all do any recording during that time?
No, we were just singing around the church then. Yeah, we was just a church group.
Now, how long was it before you changed your name from the New Garden Messengers?
We changed our name in like 1992 to the Holy Sons.
So that was about roughly 4 years.
Yeah.
Now, do you remember much of?
Hey, Ron. Sorry. Before we was the New God Messenger, we changed our name after that to Terry Boys, and after that, it was a deacon named Philip Ramey. He had took us over after that, and he named us the. What about you? He went in the room in the pastor study and came over. He said, "What do y'all think about Deacon Ramey and the Holy Son?" And we said, "Yeah, that sounds about right." You know what I'm saying? But and then it went to the Exciting Holy Sons after that.
Now, okay, let me back. Hold on now. That's a good part. Now, what made y'all change the group to the Terry Boys?
We once we left from Pastor Goo, and he showed us keys and different stuff and like that, and Terry saw something in us, which is my cousin. I love her dearly. She saw something in us, and she took over the managementship, and I guess we weren't acting right or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We was kids, you know, weren't acting right. So I guess, you know, she got tired of us, got tired of us or whatever. You know, I'm just using that. But and that's when Deacon Ramey came along.
Now, okay, so tell me this. So between the Terry Boys and the New God Messenger, who from that era is still a part of the Holy Sons?
Me, Ron, Nuki, which is Anthony Roach, you know, and Isaac Wall, and our drummer, he deceased now, but yeah, they still here.
All right. So basically, from '98 to 1994, y'all are running around the west side of Chicago, singing in every church, on every program, and you're just happy to be singing. But one day, y'all decide, you know, the pastor comes out of the pastor study, comes out and says, "Hey man, I got an idea." And then it's the Holy Son. Now tell me, was it just another day in the neighborhood, or was it something that just sparked in you, or was just more the same of the, you know, the same old singing and traveling business? You know what I mean?
Well,
you can answer that, Ron.
Let me answer that. Actually, the basis of the group stem from a very strong tradition of quartet in our family. There were many different generations of quartet that was already existing. My mom, which is their older cousins, Ron and Auntie, they had a group called the Avanagers, actually, and when the main writer for the Avanagers, who we really looked at, we idolized as children, actually is Pastor Sherman Howland. He was the writer, the music composer, the MD for them. And so then there was other groups that came after that. That was our group. And here's the funny part: is that two generations of quartet in the Holy Sons now, because me, J Love, and the big guy, Pappy or UL, if you know about UL Holland, the one that says tenor, the other one was we had a group called the Clouds of Harmony, and so we had a group, and we were singing together, and then so it was kind of spent off. After I had talked to those guys, I realized that those guys had such a heart for quartet, and they were so young, so it was easy for me to just take them and kind of mold them to, the idea of becoming professionals. And so I just sold a lot of things in them, and I just started writing exclusively for them and kind of start patterning them and preparing them for professionalism.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. Now, who would you say during that time was probably like y'all biggest influence?
Oh man!
Wow.
Yeah, I just mentioned
That's a hard
the
call.
Ashkenazi, man.
That's
They
a
were the
hard call
foundation.
right there.
Yeah, they were the foundation. And of course we had, I mean, man, when I
Yeah.
tell you Quartet is so rich in their family, it's
Yeah.
crazy how rich it is. Like we got other family members like the Skinners, Jerry
Yeah.
Travelers, those guys were killing back in the
Bo.
day.
Yeah.
You know?
Bo.
Yeah.
I wanted to add to that because when he asked about what was some of the groups that influenced, I know one group I can think that caused us when we was the Clouds of Harmony to sing high was Stock and the Heavenly Band because they was one of the highest singing groups back then.
Oh, you talking about Chicago Trailblazers. Yeah. All of that, it was again a rich family, our family, and of course Chicago Quartet back in the day. But man, you know, if you came to Chicago, you had to be right. We had some heavy hitters.
You had to be right, huh? You had to be right.
Hey man, I'm telling you, man, we had some people, man, you know, back in the day that was just beyond extraordinary. So we just had such a strong influence, so many strong influences. So it just kind of helped us become, you know, more room to be where we are now. So that's how that worked.
All right, now, so okay, now we not in 92. Now y'all become the Holy Sons. Did y'all release a project during that time? I know the Quartet Boys project. I know the Ride with Jesus project, but did y'all have a project before then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Prayer's the key.
Prayer's the key. Now who put that
out? We Love Gospel Records.
Yeah.
Pastor Robert L. Moore.
How did y'all connect with him?
We were signed to that label. Actually, there's a local label, and Robert Moore actually was a guitarist for the
Pilgrim Jubilees.
And subsequently, also like family, he also was a member of the Church Travelers of the Mighty Majestics. So you know what I'm saying. But he had that experience of going over the road and everything, and he formed a local label called We Love Gospel Records, and we became one of his breakout groups that he signed back in the day. And these guys were kids, though, man. I mean, I think the youngest member, David, was like 8 years old or something. Yeah, so that was the first project on a local label that we actually was signed at the contract. That's what kind of picked it.
I tell you what, did you? What was that? Anybody can answer this. What was that process like? Recording Prayers and Key. Did it immediately connect, or just was another process?
Yeah, hey, y'all want to take this?
Hey, that record actually did a lot for us. We had a chance to go overseas, but we didn't really go because something happened. But we used to travel with the Pilgrim Jubilees, Slim and the Supreme Angels. We used to be on the road. Whatever the Pilgrim Jubilees can do, they will always point the Holy Sons to do.
Oh, that's dope.
Man, it got our feet wet, man. And the process, I mean, we knew nothing about being a mainstream group or recording. You know, we knew nothing about that, man. And you know, because Robert Moore, Pastor Moore, who we had signed with, you know, he kind of groomed us, man. It was like military, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, preparation and rehearsals, and he would drill these guys, drill us, man, until, you know, we were afraid. We was afraid of him. You know what I'm saying? Because he brought us into the fact that, hey, y'all don't do it like I do it. You know what I'm saying? You know, y'all gonna fail. So we kind of followed that, and you know, we really tightened down. And man, by the time we went to the studio and cut and stuff. It was interesting, man. But these guys were on point. When I tell you, they were young. I'm talking like really young, man. And they was dropping those tracks like it was nothing, man. Crazy. And hey, Ron sounded like then. He sounded like the same person now. He was just as cold as a little boy than he is now.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, they just said, who was that grown man singing with the kids? And he
Yeah,
was a
nah, I'm gonna
kid.
tell you, I can't remember. It was a video I seen on YouTube. And this is before we had got cool and everything. So this was y'all had on. I think it might have been Red. It was something I seen. It might have even been one of what's his name? Was Seymour? It might have been one of his anniversaries. I'm not really sure. But I seen y'all, man, and y'all was like, this was on YouTube now, and this is way before we got tight. I was like, who in the world is these guys, man? You know, that's why sometimes I look back at who I was now and how I think. And when I'm like kind of talking to y'all and we have a relationship, it kind of blows my mind because like we now have generally the same purpose, and that's really to obviously the what we stand for, the message. But beyond that, we just trying to represent a style of music or culture of music that maybe people have forgotten, but it's still relevant to us. Now, so that was it. So Prayer is the Key came out in '96, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, y'all spent another. Did y'all release any project before y'all start dealing with Quartet Boys record?
Well,
Yeah,
nationally,
that was the record that we did. A few of them.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
But there wasn't
oh,
no.
we did.
They
Remember
weren't
me?
on any labels. They were just like they were more like we were processing of just doing some sort of independent release. We still kind of revisited it, going back with or more. I think he did some executive producing of some other songs that we did at the same time, but we were not on. We left gospel records anymore. So we did a few things that we never really did a national or release it on before we got with.
Okay, got it. So were y'all now prior to who would generally? I know y'all said the Pilgrim Jubilee took y'all a couple places and running around with Slim and on they. But who did y'all as far as in your area as far as other groups? Who did y'all like work with to kind of keep the momentum moving? You know how groups always have that one group or series of groups where they always keep things moving, keeping everybody's name out there.
I'll let y'all.
I don't know how to answer that.
Me either.
I don't know.
I mean, I'd have to say some of the groups, like I mentioned before, like the Mighty Majestics, they always kind of set the bar. You know what I mean? And so we tried to make sure that we stay relevant or it almost was like a low sense of competition, but not really because we family. But it was more like, we want to make sure we stay on edge or either we stay at the same level or above, you know what I mean? Those local groups at home, you know what I'm saying? And that's really kind of like, what we really, it was kind of the drive. And then just trying to maintain that that can keep that grips tight, you know what I mean? And because after we released that first album, there was a lot of pressure on us because we blazed the trail in Chicago as like one of the first young groups that really, kind of broke the door down and moved to another status of professional quartet. And so we had to always been trying to reinvent ourselves. So actually, really, we was our own motivation.
I got
you know what I mean? Yeah, we became our own motivation because a lot of people expected a lot out of us. You know what I mean? So it's like, so many groups, you'll be surprised of a lot of quartet. And I'm gonna tell you, this one trip you out, even down to the Victory Travelers, like a lot of their members now. None of them would have been singing quartet except for the Holy Songs.
Right.
We didn't even know a lot of those guys sing quartet. I'm talking from the lead singer to the background. A lot of those guys used to literally run everywhere we went just to see what we were doing, and we influenced a lot of them, and that's why they do quartet.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you something too. Because I think, listen, I love the tech, but I like to base stuff on skill too. But what I will say though, I remember Miss Terry. She had told me about the Douglas singers. She used to tell me about a certain group, But I'm gonna tell you, the couple times I went to the Ecclesia and I saw y'all, Posse, and then I came back and seen the Douglas Singers. Like I always say that, like I don't know, it's weird, but like y'all move together, but everybody has a different level of like energy, a high standard of like pulling off whatever you know what I'm saying? Like that's like crazy to me, man. It's crazy to me. Like I literally when I had flew down, so when I came back, I was telling everybody, I said, yo man, Chicago is like, I wouldn't even want to stay, I wouldn't even want to be around y'all if I couldn't even operate at that level. I'll just sit down, man. No offense, I'll just sing like on the male chorus, like, you know, the one we don't want to do nothing, we just want to, you know what I'm saying? That's all I would do, man. I wouldn't dare. But a lot of y'all are phenomenal, man. Like that's why I'm like, I look at the Chicago sound, and I know some people, you know, they stay outside of Chicago. I get all that, but I look at the sound really specific to like the mid. I don't even though I know it's Midwest, I kind of consider the sound of Chicago. What I hear or the surrounding group, I almost consider that a different sound from the total sound of the Midwest.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man, I listen a lot, and I know, and that's my first time really sharing that. But I really, that's why you hear a lot of Chicago music all the time. That like, especially like when I go live. But listen, so y'all dropped 96, y'all dropped Prayers the Key. 2008, y'all dropped Ride with Jesus. Now, I want to ask, Mr. Jerry on here?
Yeah, I'm here if y'all can hear me.
Yeah,
we can hear you.
I can hear you. Hey, so tell me this. Now, tell me about your experience with Ride with Jesus.
Actually, Ride with Jesus. Let me see. That was with the white, right?
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. 2008 Quartet Boys Record.
We went down. We was excited to. We did a live with Chuck or the Supreme.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
We actually did a live. We did a live recording with them. We was, in my opinion, they thought we was young in the game or whatever. So we went down there. We prayed about it. We went down there and did what we had to do. So after that, after the concert, we wanted to sign us to do the recording or whatever, and so that's what happened. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Did you learn anything about yourself during that era, during that time?
Actually, they know how I talk, but actually me, we came together on that trip. We actually came together on that trip. You know what I'm saying? We was always together, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But we always together, but we came together on that trip because we found out how this quartet world go, pretty much.
Understood.
And how it works.
Understood. I will say something too about. I know that something else I can say about it. I know a lot of background guys got like strong voices, but I'm gonna tell you that 1-2 around that day. Oh man, it's over, man. It's over, man. Like you gotta have that 1-2, man. That's because a lot of times I always say that with group, you can have if you have an okay lead singer, you got to make sure your vocals is smoking, right? And I always say, if you got a so-so background, you got to make sure your leads is smoking. Yeah. But when you got thunder, it's the Holy Son of Thunder, man.
We appreciate
Oh,
that.
man. Hey,
We
Yeah,
appreciate that because
But
we
check
have
this out.
run.
The one thing that the Holy Sons we pride ourselves on is that
Mhm.
we test sound systems. Because the harmony be so tight and so hard. If you got an inferior sound system, oh, we're gonna blow it. We're gonna blow
So
it.
that means y'all blowing all the sound systems back.
Man,
Not a lot of
we
them,
try,
man.
man.
Yeah.
We done blew out a lot of. We just spent a lot of sound being packed.
Oh yeah.
Hey, now tell me this: how did y'all so y'all did a live show with Chuck and them. You do the ride with Jesus. Now, what kind of noise does that project make for you as far as furthering the Exciting Holy Son's career?
hey,
It actually
it's still selling.
it's actually yeah.
Still making money on it.
It actually made a lot of noise.
Yeah.
It actually did. You know what I'm saying? But but I don't know. It made noise, and that's a lot of people found out about the Holy Songs from that live project.
That
A lot of
project,
people,
Yeah.
a lot of people
Yeah.
noticed.
Yeah.
A lot of people started watching what we were doing, and I don't mean to sound emulating what we were doing or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of people started watching and noticing things that we were doing after that
Yeah.
project.
Yeah, that was one of our first professional appearances on YouTube too. That was one, because that was like the first actual recording from that DVD, that live DVD that Jay did, his song, and then
Yeah.
we did that drive, and that was like the first real professional presentation on YouTube that we had. Got a lot of buzz. People still watching it now.
Now, I'm gonna tell you, because I want to make sure I don't miss nothing, because this is like really important. But I gotta say that, so there's basically a 10-year lap between the releasing of Finally Live in Chicago and Ride with Jesus. Now, that's a long time. Now, I imagine now, before we kind of get into the project and when you recorded and just the whole process, what, I guess a direct question would be, what took you 10 years to drop, in my opinion, and I'll stand on this. When I heard that project, first of all, it's like one of the best albums of 2018, period. I'm a consumer and I buy, so that's and it was some great projects that came out that year. But I'm gonna tell you, for me, what really made me like solidify that y'all was like tough. Prior to seeing y'all live, come see About Me, man. A monster. A monster. A monster. Can I be honest and frank now before y'all answer these questions? I didn't know if y'all could top that. I'm just being honest, man. Don't kill me. I'm just being honest, man. I mean,
we're gonna try.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't believe it. And then but again, I'm gonna let you ask the question, but I just need you to really understand, like, how important that project is.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna be honest, man, like, in my personal opinion, especially when I'm like, doing interviews, playing, whatever you want to call it, whatever I do, that Come See About Me really set the stage for the way that we move music now and introduce music.
Wow.
That's something to think about, but y'all go ahead, man. Whoever wants to answer the question, what took you so long, blah, 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 whatever.
Hey, I'm gonna stay out of that one. Let them
Hey, what took so long? My cousin David and Kevin, they had left the group. or whatever before, before this
Yeah.
album came.
Yeah.
Because they was on Ride with Jesus CD, and we was rebuilding, what I'm saying, getting everybody ready, to go out and do it like we used to do it, because that's what took so long for this album.
Yeah. There was a
David
lot of
and Calvin, David and Calvin was a transition period because they were original members. They originally all started together, and then they had a management transfer. So all of that was going on at the same time, and so along with the rebuilding, as Charles said, we had to rebuild from a management stage standpoint and a presentation standpoint. So they had to redefine and regroup themselves to be able to solidify their new sound, basically, and move from there. So and it took that amount of time for them to. I don't believe it should have took that amount of time, but for them to have the confidence in themselves that they still could do. They still could do it. But, and that's where I came in and convincing them that I have faith in you all, and you all still can do this. So that's how I introduced myself back into the group, just trying to be a motivator, motivated that they still could do this, even though, Kevin and David was a tremendous loss. But with adding up Happy and Jay, they still could do this. And now Stefan. So now they redeveloped their sound, and now you have the current Holy Song.
Right.
Now, Miss Terry.
And also, we structured. It took some time for us to get out of the mode of normal quartet groups, expecting a Cinderella story. Looking for a major label to sign us. Everybody covered it. The major artists that get signed by Monica. That was our idea before, and until we realized that God's purpose for this ministry wasn't to be stuck into the industry where we cubby hole, but literally to do things independently. So we, along with our first lady, and manager Terry, she convinced us that we could really do this on our own and be successful. And so from that point, we just started, we hooked up the train and started pulling in that direction, and that's how we got there.
Now, Miss Terry, let me ask Miss Terry something. Now, let me tell you something. Management is a tricky thing because in quartet, we want the manager to book us. We wanted to do this and do that. And, as you become more and more exposed, you learn different things. You kind of learn different little skills there. Now, with Miss Terry, I don't know, Miss Terry, how long have you been managing the Holy Sons? And what makes you, stay on them, Because, I can tell, they have they have a high level. I'm talking about, they literally have a lot of look at everybody on the call. Hey.
Yeah. I believe I was managing them when we went down to Louisiana for the Ride with Jesus. So I started with them right before that, I would say. When they went down for the Ride with Jesus. And how that came about, we got invited to Houston to do a showcase. And at the showcase is how we got hooked up with Darrell Hobby. He was working for Quartet Boys. And the Holy Sons won that showcase. And so as part of that showcase, that's how Quartet Boys was involved. And that's how we got introduced to Quartet Boys. But then they came up with the idea to do this Live in Louisiana video. And as they said before, they thought, Chicago, these are the new kids on the block. They was just going to be, whatever. But they opened that video right. And it still has over 1 million views, still getting views every day with that Too Close. So, you know, but as being a manager, you know, in this industry, it gets kind of crazy, you know, especially being female,
Right.
especially being female. And some people say, man, you kind of I have to be hard because I'm female, because I'm female. Because sometimes people think that because you're female, you don't speak up for yourself. You're not, you know, you just don't let anything go. You know, no, that's not the way it goes. You have to learn to speak up for yourself, and remember, first and foremost, you represent them. So whatever you're gonna do has to represent them well, and everything you do has to be in their best interest, not your personal interest. Because what I might want personally may not be the best thing for them as a group or as a ministry.
Yeah.
So when I present them to them, I give this is what I feel, but it's up to you all to make a decision. Then it's my job to carry out that decision that you now made. So
you let them know we ain't gonna let nobody mess with you. Get
close
to the spirit.
But that's
I believe that now. Well,
that's a good point right there.
I probably shouldn't say this, but I say it anyway. You know, it is what it is. Miss Terry probably like one of the nicest people out of everybody that is, because I guess we're all part of the industry. We all do different things, but I would say just on a human level, she's like the best person that she's cool. I mean, she's humble, she's knowledgeable, and I know that's kind of hard it's rare to find. So let me go ahead and give you them flowers.
Thank you, bud. Thank you.
Lord, no, I'm like, hey, Miss Terry, I get excited. You know, like if I talk to you, I get a little excited, but
I know.
the other side is holy. Jesus, I can't.
Let me say this while Rod is here. I tell the guys all the time. I said, you know, because the guys have been in the industry a lot, and they have to know what to take in and what to throw out. But when it comes to you, I say he means everything that he says about you. He means it.
Yeah.
You know, I've gotten to know him personally. We do a lot of things together. We talk together. When I go out of town, I'm like, Rod, you gonna meet me there? Because he's genuine. He's really, really real. So when he's telling you something, you can take it to heart because he means what he says, and he's saying only what he means. You know, so he really does.
That's why I always chime in on his stuff, and I talk to him a lot.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Like, because we all know. See, this is the thing. We all know it's tough, right? There's not a person that does, whether you want to say gospel, traditional music, whatever. It's tough, period. But I feel like that if you have something that you're passionate about, I feel like you should be about that life. And when things come up, I feel like this is what I learned. And this is the biggest thing I learned. Because at the end of the day, I do Fanz the Culture, but I do podcasts, a lot of other stuff. But what I realized is that whoever controls the content is the person that will win. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So by y'all being independent, at the end of the day, any success or failure that you have, like you in control of it. Like, you know, obviously we know that God is in control of everything, but I'm saying like you could be like, nah, we're not gonna do that because nobody's gonna make the Holy Sons do anything they don't want to do. Why? Because they're in control of their destiny. You know what I mean? Using the word. So when did y'all start recording finally live in Chicago?
Well, okay.
Everybody do that one.
I'm sorry.
Now I was asking when did y'all start? When did y'all actually record finally live in Chicago?
Ooh, that's
September 2015.
Yeah,
2015.
Yeah, and I know that timeline is really gonna mess up your sequence.
That's gonna mess up his understanding right there.
Yeah.
I will keep it. I'm gonna keep it simple. So 2015. Now, tell me about the recording process, like where y'all recorded it. Did y'all work with outside producers, or was everything in-house? Like, I want to get down to the production and like the quality of the project that we got. Like, it excites me. That's the stuff I love to hear about.
All right,
I actually love to hear about that stuff. You know what I mean?
Let's start with how Funny Live came to manifestation. Of course, our manager, Terry, she said, guys, we can do it. Let's go ahead and, and kind of like buckle down and think about putting out a project independently. And so that's what we decided to do. And so we decided we was going to do our first live project because that was one of the things that we had never done yet. As a group, our strongest suit is our live performance. We've always been on the pinnacle of superior live performances, and everybody will tell you one of the things that we were known for is that you wouldn't know what we would do. You couldn't pin down what we was gonna do when we hit the stage. We always was going to another level, add new elements, different things like that. So we said we're gonna do a live project. What happened is we made a connection with the Williams singers at I think that year, probably that same year at the convention, Ecclesia. And so Desiree Williams, we started conversing. He was telling me how, he really encouraged us and saying how great the group was, and it was time for us to go ahead and start doing something and put a project together. So me and him began to talk about it, man. We began to meet. I would send for him, from Indianapolis to come to Chicago, and he would come in and stay at my house, and we would just sit around and talk about the project and what we wanted to do. And so we came up with the idea to do a live recording that he was going to produce as well. He ended up being sort of like the A&R person for that whole project, because along with Terry, we conversed, and the guys talked, and we were convinced that we was going to do it. But me and Desiree actually started putting the footwork together. And once we did that, we started on the process of rehearsing for the live project. Started rehearsing, and he was there. I would bring him in from Indianapolis. He would come in the city and what else, and he would, critique and make adjustments and tell us some of the things that we need to do. And so we prepared for it. And after maybe about 6 or 7 rehearsals, we were ready. And so we just booked it. We recorded it actually at the church that I'm pastoring now. Our church on the south side of Chicago, on 75th and Halsted. And so that's where we recorded it at, man. And that's why we was able to get all those live elements, man. That was amazing for that project. So that's how it went, man. And of course, we got Darnell on board as a producer because he was there at the live recording to get everything they said everything up. So that's how it happened in a nutshell.
Now, so you say it was about 6 or 7 rehearsals. Did you already set a date for the live recording, or you did it after you, like maybe in the middle of the rehearsal? Let's see how it goes.
We had a tentative date, We had a tentative date. We kind of, it was kind of like, we'll shoot for a certain time. We just wanted to make sure that we was at a certain place as far as execution and the rehearsal, and then as well having a place that we was going to do it at. So we just kind of like what we're going to do it at, and then we thought, okay, we could, we could go to the church on the south side. Actually, where our cousin is an apostle there, so we knew we had that, had an open invitation to do it there, and it was feasible for what we were trying.
All right, so you're recording 2015, and that's about a roughly almost 3-year process. Now, I know that probably y'all probably was like, it need to come out next year. What made y'all kind of, I know y'all like, obviously proud of y'all, but what made y'all like just stick to I guess the 2018 release, or was just something that you just went with the flow, and just whenever it was ready, it was just ready?
Oh man, well, let me say this. I meet the executive producer of the project. That means, I was in charge of making sure the project, came out, make sure it got completed, make sure all of the process of completion and finishing touches and everything, it was my responsibility. When I tell you I called it from my guys, when I tell you they kicked my butt, man, when this project gonna come out? What's going on? Oh, I got beat up. They beat me up, but I had to, tell them, hey guys, be patient. I know it's tough. Things are not like going the way we scheduled to go. So I kind of had to take a lot of flack from the guys, and I understood because it was a long wait. But I knew, and I also knew that the end result would be what it is now. So I had to kind of take a lot of that and just try to keep the guys focused. But it was a long process. I had to, me and Darnell, we was conversing back and forth. We were doing everything, corresponding through email. We were finishing up tracks and stuff through email. Then we eventually had to go down to Indianapolis to play the vocals. Everything was a process. There were some things that we had to correct. There were some timing issues. There was some click track issues. There was some bad chord issues, and all this stuff had to be corrected. It just took time, and also Darnell and being active quartet artists, international artists themselves. A lot of times you just couldn't sit and go through all of the issues right away, but it took some time. And so, that's what causes I had to wait. And of course, good things come to those who wait. So
Yeah.
We waited, man, and we just got to the point where things started moving real fast, man. And he was just sending tracks and saying, "Hey, listen, man, I need a bass track." And then we go and lay a bass for him to our studio, Flight 14. To the plug, Flight 14 Productions, our own studio, our own thing. We laid the tracks and send the track to him, and he take them and do his magic, what he do to it. And finally he said, "Man, y'all done, man." And that was the project. That's how we got there.
Now I'm gonna tell you, like I said earlier, Come See About Me was definitely, if the world was a fair world and Quartet was looked in the same light as any other genre of music, that would be what you would call the I guess the intro, the first single, whatever you want to say. But when I heard this, I was like, man, I could not believe it. And I'm just gonna say, like, realistically, I was like, man, when they dropped this album, right? I saw the flyer for it. I said, I don't know if they're gonna be able to top this right here now.
He said that for real too.
Yeah,
for real.
He said, "Terry, I don't know."
But
now I'm gonna tell you the one. I'm gonna tell you it's two songs. Well, it's two songs that are like monsters to me. Happy in Jesus and Church Folks. That Church Folks, you got to be. If I was in a group and I had to go after y'all, I'll be that one that listen. I ain't going after him. No way. Hey, it is what it is. Say whatever you want to say. Ministry, all that. I'm not going after the Holy Tongues.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
But I mean that. What? Once y'all finally dropped it, what was your mindset, bro? Was you like, oh, they ain't ready for this here?
Yeah, that's basically what it was.
Man,
I had played it.
When they first heard the CD in its entirety before it's released, I wish I had captured the look on their faces.
Man, that would have been classic.
Because it sounds so. What was so good about it? It's so true to them. You know how you hear a lot of CDs and it be a lot of this extra stuff on the voices and all of that stuff. But this was true to them. It was true to their sound. It was true, everything about it. Their harmonies are true and they're pure. So when they heard it for the first time, if I could have just took a camera and just scanned the room, what their face was like, it was like unbelievable. It wasn't like they recorded before, but this was just like, oh my God.
I can imagine. I can imagine.
Yeah, man.
It was good.
Yeah,
It was
big
good.
ups to Darnell, man. Darnell is a genius. The one thing I love about Darnell, man, is that he's the type of producer that knows how to capture the essence of a particular artist, the greatness of that artist. And he accentuated on the greatness of this group, man, to the point that we know how we sound. And we agree that we have, you know, great harmonies and really great, you know, vocal abilities, but to actually hear that, on somebody capture that and be able to give us something to be able to let somebody else hear it, we were all floored, man. I mean, we were the only thing we could say is, man, we got something. We got something. So
We got some. Yep.
And you know,
We got
my thing is, you know, I like recording in studios or whatever.
Yeah.
But to me, the Holy Sons, you're gonna get the best Holy Sons live.
yeah.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
You go get us at our best.
Yeah.
Whatever state, whatever city, it don't even matter. You go get us recording in the studio. Me, myself, personally, and they'll tell you, I don't like the way I sound in the studio.
Okay.
To me, I sound bad. But when we sing live and all of us together on point, you're gonna get us at our best. So that's where that's why I love the live recording experience, because we coming.
Yeah.
We coming, bro.
See, that's what I'm gonna tell you. Now, this, I want to get these quiet ones, Christopher and Nuki, man, because these cats ain't saying nothing. Where y'all at, man? Hey, look, I'm putting the camera on y'all too, man. Look, let me tell you something, man. I want y'all to see my face when I say. I want y'all to see my face. When I need to know y'all two reaction when you heard this project in its entirety, man. Come on, Christopher, go on with it, man. Unmute the phone and tell me. You can tell me what up, man. I know y'all got something on it, man.
I mean, I guess I was excited.
You rubbing your chest, man. You rubbing your chest. Yeah, you are.
It was pretty exciting because that was my first live project, and as Bo said, we were conversing back and forth with the tracks and things, and I know what I sent them, and to hear how it came out, I was just like, oh, okay, I see. I was like, wow, like he took what I did, you know, what Ike did, what, you know, Bo did, and expanded on it so much. I was just like, okay. It even made me, you know, increase my production side. I'm just like, okay, I see the way you think. So I'm pretty excited to hear the project. You know, how other people think about music and you incorporate it in yourself, like, I wouldn't have thought of that, but the way he thought of that, I'm like, okay, I got you. You know, but yeah, it was pretty exciting.
Hey, look, come on, man. I know, see, y'all trying to give me that old, man, I know y'all boy was like, yeah, dog. Yeah, dog. Yeah, dog. They ain't ready for this right here.
When the album came out, I feel like we had released Live in Memphis 1.
Loud and Memphis fun.
Hey, look.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I said I can't. I just left it at, because I'm telling you, the last time, in my personal opinion, that Quartet had an album that was like relevant, like 2014. I think it was either 13, 14. That was like when you got the Alabama Girls, Roy. You know, that was a good time. Sharp. That was a great time for like Quartet, like during that year, 13, 14, right? Maybe even 12. When I heard this album, I literally thought I was reliving that 12, 13, 14 time span.
Wow.
And look at the level of, the one thing you can't say about Malaco, they always put out really good projects.
Yep.
Like, that's what I thought about when I said, man, who is that? Like, and I was excited, man. I was really excited. I had to downplay my excitement too because I know how people is. Because they always want to, whenever you want to like express how much you love Quartet and how much you love a group, how much you love an album, they like to try to dampen your emotion with something extremely deep. And I can't take that, man. I can't. See, I mess around and say, man, I ain't trying to hear nothing you saying. This is a great project. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what, Rod? The Williams singers were really, really excited themselves.
Wow.
The excitement level that they had, it was like Donnell used to just like inbox me in the middle of the night, you know, like tell the guys don't forget this. And Miss Terry, get this keyboard, use them stems and use them all the time. Use what you gotta use, he not only was he the producer, he's still on as an advisor, like he calls, he checks in and he, makes sure, he's like this when you get on stage, make sure, tell the guys if they need me, I'll do this, and that. And he's still that way. And he was that way. He's still that way. He's still doing it.
Yeah, that's hey, I'm telling you, that's another one. What's the live, not the first live that the Williams singers did, but this last one. The one with the one that, man, you can call it the greatest hits if you want. Like the one they did with Blackberry, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like that album is in line, like y'all album is in line with the quality. Y'all album is in line with that album, in line with Sean Brown's debut album on Balaco, in line with the Alabama Girls, in line with Roy's first. Like I'm talking about the level. I'm telling you, man, I listen to too much to be saying some stuff that ain't real. You feel what I'm saying?
Wow.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
I listen to it too much, man. Like I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be honest, my biggest goal with like just doing Fans of the Coast, it's about Quartet, but it's really about you feeling what I feel for these bodies of work.
Yeah.
Like if I say, it doesn't matter. If I say Posse, if I say the Midwest is where it's at, right? And I name all these groups. Mixing, the Holy Sons, God's Posse, what's the other group with the young guy?
Victory Travelers.
Victory Travelers is another one. It's another young group too.
The Hoskins family.
Hoskins family, Douglas singers. So if I say this is the spot, my whole goal, a Joanne and a Harmony, my whole goal is for you to, not that I'm trying to get you enthusiastic. Two things about the music and about this. You can love God and be really enthusiastic and have your favorite singer, and you're not going to hell because you love Quartet music and Roy and Sean Brown is and Pastor Ron and J Love. These are your favorite singers. You're not going to hell for that. It's just that's where I'm coming from, man. So,
yeah, man.
If you don't see my name on those type of, I like who's your favorite singer, this type of stuff. If you don't see my, I don't want no deep replies. I can't take it at this point.
Hey, Rob.
I ain't trying to hear all that foolishness, man.
I do want the Grammys.
Come on, man. And I want to be involved with like helping. Like at the end of the day, I understand it's an award, but at the same time, man, it's an accomplishment, and also from a business standpoint, it's better for an independent artist or even anybody to get it just helps build their career. That's all. So I don't, that's me, man. I don't really. But anyway, I got one big question that I hope that everybody don't mind answering before we end this. I wanted to ask each individual if they could, one at a time, to include Miss Terry, what does it mean to be a part of the exciting Holy Sons?
Well, I'll go first since I've been doing it anyway. Family, family of you know, because we're all family, we're all blood related. And just being a part of a nucleus of guys that have the same goals, same mindset, that's willing to share our gifts and our anointing for the lifting up the body of Christ, and just being able to grow together, man, and just being able to have those times where we actually see what happens to a group of people, or audience, man, when we perform or when we minister at our greatest level, man. We've gotten reports that people, man, have gotten healed while we were singing. We got reports that people that was on drugs, they heard our project, even the old project, and they decided to get clean and give their life to the Lord, man. So just being a part of a group of guys, man, that's family and that's anointed and powerful, you know, it means the world to me. You know, even though, you know, I'm passionate actively and very active at this point, you know, so some of the things I'm not able to be with them all the time, but when we together, it's that same family, man. It's just camaraderie, you know. You know, when we're on the road, it's a vacation. It's a vacation for me, even though we're working, but it's a vacation, and it's something that I always need, I always cherish, and just being able to goof off with these guys, laugh, joke, when we get on stage, we zone in and we get serious, and we just give God the best that we have. So it means the world to me.
Hey, let me get Nuki. You there? You there? Hit your mute button. Hey, Christopher, tell me what it means to be an exciting Holy Son.
I mean, it's in the name, man. For real though, it's in the name, man. It's exciting, man. You know, it's just fun. You try to get to travel with family. You already have that close-knit love and, you know, that vibe already. So it's pretty easy to transfer to stage. So, I mean, that's pretty much what it is for me. You know, I've been around them since they've been doing it, running around the church, hoping to play the keyboard, you know, jumping around while they was in rehearsal. So, I mean, that's what it is. It's exciting.
Yes. Who else? Mr. Jared, what you got? What you got for me?
Man, you ain't got enough time for me. Well, actually, all jokes aside, though, with all the artists that's out now, with, you know, we got family, the spiritual soldiers, all them people like that, Marcus Newsom and all that. But if I was going, and I love them all, but if I'm going to war, I'm going to war with my guys, because I feel that they got my back. So
yes,
when we go on stage, I know who's there. And we have so much fun on the road. They ride me so hard. They talking about they gonna push me up in the wheelchair, all that.
yeah.
I mean, so it's like, I know that they got my back though. I know that they got it. And I always pray. When I meditate, I was like, I can't let these guys down. So I don't care what happened. I can't let these guys down. And the more pressure, to be honest, the more pressure out there, the better we perform. I would say, not perform. I'm talking about sing.
I understand. Yeah.
The more pressure is out there, man. You dump that house, and we got to come back. Hey, it is what it is. We coming.
Talk that talk.
That's just my pick. And I love, that's just me. Ain't nobody else gonna say it like that, but that's just me. And you know, we talk, so that's how I talk. But exactly. if I had to pick somebody, even though they get on my last nerves, but if I had to pick somebody to go to war with, it'd be the Holy Sons. Why? Because we family, not so much. We grew up together in church and all that stuff. So that's my biggest experience as far as them.
I'm gonna say something, because I think I am kind of quiet, but
yes, sir.
I enjoy most when people talk about how humble we are and how they don't hear bad things about us. And when we sing, they know that we real. They can feel what we sing. It's just not a front. It's real. And I like that the most when I see somebody on the sideline, they be like, you know what? You ain't gonna catch the Holy Sons doing certain things that other groups do. And I'm not boasting. I'm not saying we perfect. All I'm saying is, not only do we just sing, but we sing and we live what we sing. And so you have to let people know. And people's gonna judge you. They watch you and see how you live and what you do. And I love the fact that I don't hear negativity about the group. Only negativity I hear about is how they don't like the fact that we sing's pretty good.
Hey, I tell you what, I wouldn't go behind you. I'm just gonna keep it real, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's whatever. Who else we got? Mr. Sherman.
No, we want to hear from the pastor.
Okay, where we at?
This our pastor too, Rod.
Where we at?
That's Sherman right here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's me. I love being with the group. I have been actually with them when they was young here and there. And I know I'm the oldest one in the group. I come from the 70s. I used to play the guitar for the Alpenazers that Pastor Goo was talking about.
Yes,
I used to sing and play for the Alpenazers. I played when Bo was talking about the start, Clouds of Harmony. I played for them. I played guitar, keyboard. Not a good keyboard player, but I just love just being able to be sitting behind them guys playing. I'm like the Tin Man, you know, they keep me off.
Yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one. Who else we got? I'm trying to make sure we don't miss nobody.
Got Charles, you got Ron.
Yeah. Okay.
I done talked enough, bro. You know.
Yeah.
But I'm glad. You know, like I said, I've been here since 32 years, so I'm just excited on what God taking us and where He finna, you know, take us to higher heights, and I'm just gonna enjoy the ride.
You got Ike over there, man. You just Mr. Quiet. I was face for him.
I'm missing somebody. Who?
Stefan, Chris. I mean,
Yeah,
Stefan.
Stefan was on here.
Stefan, they in the studio, man.
They're in the studio laying down some tracks.
They're in the studio working on
okay.
stuff.
They over there with you, or they in a different studio?
They're at a different studio.
Okay.
I just got something they can send me vocals. I can't play nothing.
Hey man, same here. I tell you. Pastor Ronald, what you got? What does it mean to be an excited Holy Son? I tell you what it means to me. I ain't in the group.
Well, what it means outside of me being a minister, it makes me feel like I'm really, I know my purpose. Yeah. That's what being with them guys do. It makes me feel like I'm doing something that's value in the kingdom of heaven. You know, it makes me feel like I'm doing something productive, something that can be inspiring to other people. And I really like being with the guys. You know, every night, sometimes when I'm down, the group be my strength, or it be my source of happiness. That's what being with them guys mean to me.
Amazing. Miss who? I'm trying to make sure before we. Miss Terry.
Yeah, right.
Okay, same question. Except for you're gonna say, what does it mean to you? Because essentially, they're leaning on you to be the buffer between, you know, whether it's a business situation, also keep them on track. I know also you know, you probably deal with trying to keep the personalities together and everything together.
Yeah.
But what is it, at the end of the day for you, what does it mean to be a part of the exciting Holy Son?
It's a big deal to me because I understand their destiny. And as I tell them all the time, my goal is to push them to that destiny. Has it always been easy? No. But I enjoy motivating them. Like I told them, I'm not the face of the Holy Sons. I'm the face behind the Holy Sons, making them, helping them to get to where God wants them to be, into their destiny. So that rewarding to me, if I could use that word, it's rewarding to me because back years ago and before Finally Live came out, when Finally Live came out, I said, okay, this is going to be their first national project. And this is going to be great and this is going to be big. And it proved so, you know. So in that gear, I feel that I've met some of my goals and promises to them, to get them to that point, to have a quality project that speaks for them before they arrive. That project can speak in places that they have never been yet, to make sure that it was quality and that they can follow up that quality once they enter the stage. So it's a big deal to be part of such a ministry of the Holy Son, because it's also holding up a family legacy. I felt that there's a lot of our family that counted on us and depended on us to bring this dream of their granddad, my father-in-law, to fruition and make it a reality. So it's an honor to be a part of helping them realize his dream as well and to live out his legacy.
Beautifully said. Beautifully said. As always, man, if there's one takeaway I want people to kind of take away from the side of Holy Son, legacy, story, whatever words you want to use, it's really two things: enjoying what you do, understanding what you do, and because I really feel like life is meant to enjoy. It's already tough. At the end of the day, like my saying is, at least for 2020, is I refuse to suffer here, then die and suffer some more. So I really feel like that, to me, it took me a while to understand what I'm doing, even doing this. But because we get excited about, like when I used to listen to rap, I used to listen to rap and be like thugging it and enjoy it. Now that we're supposed to know better and be a part of better and what right is. I just feel like we can't make people think that it's miserable on the right side of right, because that's not true.
Come on, say that.
Yeah. So, but my enthusiasm represents that, because I just feel like I just want to show love and I want to be a part of this right here. To me, the last 5, 6, this is like my era. Like I understand, like this is my era because I seen something bigger. When I got that, and I'll make this short, because if I get some email with a song and I hear it and it end up being amazing, I always think of, we supposed to love and support each other beyond what we could even comprehend. So this interview is about getting the story and enjoying the projects, laughing and just connecting dots. So I want to thank y'all again from the bottom of my heart, man, for taking part of this interview.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know.
Man,
I'm really ready to call Finally Live in Chicago a classic album.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't use it loosely, and I know, and I'm talking about like I have some projects that I consider that are good that I don't really consider classics, but like y'all definitely have Finally Live as a classic. That Expressions of I'm just putting on the Expressions of Faith album is a classic. Even that Sean Brown License Drive is a classic. So that's the level of that's my level. So you understand where I'm coming from.
Hey, Rob.
Man,
Hey, Rob. You know what, though? I want to say this too, man, before we end. I want to encourage you, brother, because you are the voice of Quartet in this area. I want to encourage you, man, because what you're doing is you're keeping Quartet relevant. There's a lot of voices out here that's claiming to be the voice of Quartet because they have bigger platforms or they have, connections, constituents in the industry, but they just don't have the love for the genre that you have. And you are relevant and you're the voice. I know we have other people again, but man, I want you to be encouraged, man. I want you to know, man, we appreciate you.
Yes, we do.
And when you talk about Quartet, you make other people want to love Quartet. And it's one thing to critique Quartet, and one thing to say you represent it, but it's another thing to show your heart for Quartet. When people see your heart, they gravitate to it. And the mere fact that you've embraced us, man, like that, is really giving us this time for, I don't know if you understand what you're doing for the Holy Sons right now, but you really helping us too as well.
Oh, yeah.
You're putting a brand new fire upon us by just giving us this opportunity. Bro, I'm telling you what you're saying. I want you to be encouraged, bro. You are the Issachar. When I say that, I'm getting preachy now. You are relevant. You are relevant for the time, and it's voices like yours that's keeping Quartet alive for the young people, and even for the older people that does not understand the new advancements and new sounds in Quartet. And you're that voice that's keeping it relevant. That you're universal. You have a universal love for it. Makes you even more pinnacle of it. So I just want to say, man, appreciate it.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
That's what's up, Rob.
I gotta watch y'all when y'all are trying to have these tears out here. Nah.
Yeah, Rob. Yeah, Rob.
Hey, Rob.
That's what's up, Rob.
Hey, Rob. One time you was doing an interview with the guy that passed away, the one who used to sing with his sisters. He used to sing with his sisters. They down somewhere. And I said, man, I wonder when we'll ever get a chance to do an interview with him.
But hey, you like ESPN, man. So man. I'll follow you all the time.
Hey man, I know, and I appreciate it. I really do, man. I said people really don't have to like support you, bro. But I tell you what, man, I don't know, something happened. I don't know if it was last year. It wasn't this year. It might have been either last year before that. But I think one time somebody had posted something, and it was, and I said in the comments, if you look at the Pilgrim Jubilee, like now during this time, we have so much live footage, right? You can really take it and make a story out of it. Yeah. But what we don't have, there's a clip of the Pilgrim Jubilees, right? But as far as the story, it's only like 2 minutes and 30 seconds. That bothers me. Yeah. So I feel like it's my responsibility and my duty to try to get the story because, especially now that I'm like, the ages is changing, my knees are hurting, why I got the, you know what I'm saying, why I got the mind to do it. That's why, that's why I'm such an advocate for independence, even home studio recording, on which, everything. But I still got to edit this. I don't want to make it too long. But I just wanted to say, man, y'all are like an amazing group, and I really appreciate the support and love. I really do.
Man, thank you. Appreciate it, Rob.
Yeah, we sure you, man.
You know you part of our family, man.
Yeah, man. Don't say that when I come up there.
Yeah. And guess what? Guess what? I'm gonna pass you the mic too.
Man, stop. Y'all
Hey,
say
Rob.
how y'all
we,
man,
we,
this
we
was
do
South
that.
Lake. Hey,
We
look,
do that a lot, passing the mic.
Yep.
We do that
Yep.
a lot.
Yep.
I'm
Hey,
gonna
Hey,
pass
I
Rob,
ain't
Got
fooling
no
with y'all.
shame, man.
consider yourself special because this is the first interview that I've ever gotten all the exciting
Come on, Miss
to
Terry.
participate
Now you
in.
got me
So
feeling
I
like
want you, I want you to consider that a
Hey.
great.
Hey, I'm like y'all when y'all heard the project. Man, I'm finna bump my chest out here. Everybody, again, I want to thank everybody. You can still go out and get the Excited Holy Sons finally live in Chicago. Guarantee you, like, come see about me. Happy in Jesus Church folk. So many others. Check out some of their past material, like Prayers the Key, Ride with Jesus. Check out the YouTube live stuff. Again, I really appreciate this. My name is IAMQUARTET. This is Fans of the Culture Live. Be blessed.